Counterintuitors nicknamed the Pearl of Africa, Uganda is one of the poorest countries in the world. It is a small country about the size of Oregon, landlocked in the middle of Africa. According to information collected in 2012, the GDP of the whole country is $17 billion, and the GDP per capita is $1,400 per year in US dollars. This ranks 207th of its about 250 unofficial countries. This low income results in poor health. For example, its infant mortality rate is 62 deaths per 1,000 births, the 22nd highest in the world. Average life expectancy is only about 53 years, and it has the 8th highest amount of people living with HIV and AIDS. Education is also at a hindrance, which explains Uganda's 66% literacy rate. The main industry sector in Uganda is agriculture, occupying about 80% of the labor force, yet only contributing 24% of its GDP. The fertile soil allows for growing coffee, tea, tobacco, cotton, soybeans, and corn, among other crops. Mineral deposits supply the country with gold, copper, cobalt, and salt. And there has also been a recent discovery of oil. Uganda gained independence from Britain in 1962, and in 1986, President and former General Yoweri Museveni seized power. There he is both the head of the government and chief of state, giving him basically absolute power. His abolition of power limits on his presidency have alarmed both domestic and foreign parties. Although he seems a bit autocratic, the president is serious about advancing the economic situation for his country, and has already made changes in the right direction. With fertile soil, mineral deposits, newfound oil, and a committed government, one might wonder, why is Uganda so poor? Due to a lack of medical care and education, its geography, lack of infrastructure, and being caught in the cycle of economic downturn, Uganda is one of the poorest countries in the world. Fortunately, the government is committed to improving Uganda's economy, which is stimulating growth and enticing foreign investors for support. One of the major causes to Uganda's poor economy is poor health and lack of proper medical care. In rural areas, agricultural laborers suffer from diseases such as whooping cough, tuberculosis, diphtheria, measles, cholera, polio, AIDS, and malaria. Oftentimes, these diseases lead to death, killing and orphaning millions of children. A country cannot thrive economically if its population is just struggling to survive. Besides the obvious problems of having an educated population, there's also disparity in education due to disparity between classes. This results in gaps in employment. There are a few foreign investors and wealthy, well-educated children who grow up to assume executive roles, while the majority are uneducated children who become low-level laborers. Thus, there is a need for more educated people for middle management positions and technicians who possess middle ground education. Geographically, Uganda has an inferior disposition. Since it is a landlocked country, there are no ports, which makes international shipping difficult. Paying another country to use its ports minimizes profits for companies and makes goods too expensive and unaffordable. Another problem with Uganda's location is bordering Sudan during the aftermath of the Second Sudanese Civil War. Many Sudanese refugees flee to Uganda, which angers the Sudanese government. This hinders their economic camaraderie, which, with Sudan being the #1 export country, makes Uganda less desirable for trading. Neighboring the Congo has also caused disruptions in Uganda. A lack of economic infrastructure inhibits economic growth in Uganda as well. With being a third world country, there aren't as many developments in electricity, gas, roads, and railroads. And with lots of violence, there has also been a lot of unrestored damage. As a result, the cost of energy is high and very unreliable. For example, many towns experience electricity blackouts for long periods of time, which stops production. Additionally, inadequate transportation infrastructure makes transportation difficult, which is detrimental to the success of business. Overall, Uganda is not physically set up to accommodate business, This aspect of the country worries investors and makes a turnoff for their investments. As is true with any country hurting economically, Uganda is stuck in a cycle of economic downturn. Since there are many people looking for a job, employers can pay extremely low wages because if someone decided the salary was too low and quit, the position would easily be filled. However, this means that workers have less money and cannot afford to spend money on goods and services. This process goes full circle because when the workers, who are also consumers, can't afford goods and services, companies must slow down on production, and therefore there aren't as many jobs available. This cycle is difficult to break without any type of intervention. Fortunately, with all of its natural resources, human resources, and unique setting, there seems to be hope for Uganda, especially in mining, agriculture, labor, and tourism. As aforementioned, the government is determined to set up the country to be more capitalistic by growing the private sector to create distance between the economy and the government to follow a pro-business free market system. This will hopefully attract more investors and motivate Ugandans with their new economy. Infrastructure needs such as the railroad system and roads are now part of the private sector, which will hopefully encourage pre-existing and new construction companies to develop plans for transportation. The government is determined to alleviate poverty by implementing plans in primary education and healthcare, water sanitation, roads, and domestic security. This plan, implemented in 2000, is known as Poverty Eradication Action Plan. Uganda suffers from poor medical care, which results in a population drowning in disease, a poorly educated population, a lack of infrastructure and energy reliability, an isolated and belligerent geographic location, and the country is currently trapped in a cycle of economic downturn. However, over the past 20 years, the Ugandan government has made it a priority to improve the economy in these areas by growing the private sector, building infrastructure, improving health and education, and overall making the economy a priority. Over the past 20 years, Uganda has seen a tremendous amount of growth and are attracting investors and international support. In 2004, the United Nations claimed the country is clearly positioned to become one of the most attractive business locations in eastern South Africa. Uganda is a land of challenges and opportunities that investors ignore at their own loss. Thank you.